One day we wake up and we feel the weight of our decisions, the consequences of what we've done, and what's been done to us, the words, the actions, the lies, the addictions, the shame, the cycles, the anger, the spiral. There's an emptiness that sets in. And all the years, the days and the dreams that are gone, we wake up and realize we're not as strong as we think we are. And it may have taken a great sorrow for us to realize that. But thankfully, you're not the only one with a dream for your life. There is one, our maker, our creator, the dream giver, who before you were even born had a plan for your life, a plan to prosper you and not to harm you, the one who imagined you, who delights in you, who gave up his own life for you. He has a plan for you. It's bigger than your mistakes, bigger than your regrets, bigger than all the hurts, hang-ups, and habits that have tried to steal your hope. No matter where you've been, and no matter what you've done, you're not too far gone. This is the part where the story gets good, where the battles are won, where the prodigals come home, where the dead awaken to life. Your past is not your future. There is a God who does the impossible. There is more to come. Welcome to Celebrate Recovery.
Good morning, Lake Country Church.
Good morning, William. Good morning, Woody.
My name is Woody Pemberton, and I am a grateful believer who celebrates 10 plus years of victory over drug and alcohol addiction. But I still struggle with life and relationships as a sober person. I, along with my friend Chris here, lead this church's Celebrate Recovery ministry. We have been asked this morning to share with you a little bit more about what Celebrate Recovery is and how it is transforming the lives of people everywhere, every day. As the ministry website states, Celebrate Recovery, or CR for short, is a Christ-centered 12-step recovery program for anyone struggling with hurt, pain, or addiction of any kind. It is a safe place to find community and freedom from the issues that are controlling our life. You may be wondering what kind of people with what sort of issues might benefit most from a CR meeting. Typically, when most people hear the word recovery, they almost immediately think of chemical dependency, but that's a bit misleading. As applied to Celebrate Recovery, the word could just as easily be substituted with healing, or as we prefer around here, freedom. The truth is, only about 1 in 3 people attend CR groups for drug addiction. More attend for life and relationship struggles that are much more common to all of us. Things like anger, grief, depression, anxiety, divorce, abuse. A fair number of people also come to meetings in support of their loved ones who are dealing with these issues. And there they discover that the program is really effective for identifying and tackling their own hurts, habits, and hang-ups. In this broader sense, then, Celebrate Recovery is for everyone. Its purpose is to meet, just as Jesus did, hurting and captive people wherever they are, and to help them find freedom from their pain and struggles. I am one such person, and I am privileged to have with me here today Chris, who has offered to share his incredible story with us.
Thank you, Woody. Well, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ who has more victories and struggles today over drugs, alcohol, low self-esteem, self-worth. I still struggle with anger and codependency. My name is Chris. Hey, Chris. Well, just a little bit about my past. I was born here in Fort Worth, Texas. I was raised by a single mother, but unfortunately at an early age I was sexually, physically, and emotionally abused by a family friend. And I kept this secret for far too long. This caused me shame, guilt, loss of identity, and trust issues over the next 35 years. I lost my mother to cancer when I was 21 years old. And at that time, I still didn't know my father. So I was out there alone. So my drinking and using went from excessive to almost constant. This went on for the next 27 years. I made many bad choices throughout those years. And many times I chose drugs or alcohol over a place to sleep. Gotten 4 DWIs. By God's grace, I never physically hurt anyone else. I hurt myself and my family, though. That last DWI was my rock bottom. I was eventually sent to a substance abuse treatment program, TDCJ, sent to prison. There, I decided I had to do something different. I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior on September 11th, 2017.
Yeah.
I asked for His help, and He reached down to me and lifted me up. See, now my plan after completing that treatment program was to go back to McKinney, where I lived, and had family, had friends, possibly had a job, but God, Lord, had a much different plan. I was released to a halfway house in White Settlement, to a transition home there from prison. Honestly, I had no idea where that was or what was in store for me, but God did. Within a few weeks, I was allowed to go out to work, and I found a job with a fiber optic company. They picked us up from there and brought us back each day. And that first day, I was ready to quit. The physical labor was so intense, I was not sure I could handle it. So I told my boss. Well, he spoke to his boss, and they decided to keep me on and to make adjustments so that I could handle the work. See, they were both godly men, and they saw something in me that I did not see in myself. My boss, Woody, at the time, continued to show me the ropes, and when I was finally released from that halfway house, I moved into a cheap hotel off Las Vegas Trail. If any of y'all know that area, then you know it's crime and drug infested. I did not venture out of my room except just to go to work. At that time, Woody and his wife began taking me to church each week, right here at Lake Country. They got me started to attend Celebrate Recovery in a group that they were already a part of at the time. First, I was very apprehensive, but I did want life change. So I put my fears and anxieties aside. Soon, the step study opened up, and I joined it. I worked the steps and identified those areas that were holding me back in my life, and began to see the past struggles come to a new light. After 6 months at that hotel, I was able to get into a duplex here in Lake Worth. It was the first time I ever had a lease of my own. I'm almost 48 years old. Most of what I owned fit in 2 30-gallon gray totes. Everything. Not that way today, thank goodness. But I was working hard and continuing to do the next right thing and growing spiritually as God continued to reach down and lift me higher and higher out of the muck. I even went back to the halfway house as a volunteer and took Celebrate Recovery to the men there each week. My group started out there with 2 or 3 guys each week, but by the end, I averaged 25 to 30 men in this small room. They came not for me, but to experience that life change that they saw possible in me from God. When the COVID restrictions are relaxed, I plan on going right back over there and continue to bring hope and healing power to them through our ministry. For now, I'm blessed to carry out the same work as a leader in our weekly Celebrate Recovery meetings here at Lake Country. I go to many other CR groups around the Metroplex sharing my story of God's mercy, forgiveness, and grace. I'm in my 3rd step study, and I am leading 6 other men to confront their struggles and overcome them just as I did. I now work at a carpentry job that I love, and I earn a decent living. And I'm happy to say that I now have a relationship with my father, my brothers and sisters, and my nieces and nephews. And it's growing every day. But most importantly, today I can celebrate over 4 years clean and sober, which is, I never imagined in the previous 25 years. See, I only had to change one thing, but that was everything.
Yeah.
New people in my life, a new place to live, a new thing to do with my time. See, I'm living proof that no matter what you've done or what's been done to you, no matter your struggle, Jesus Christ can and will save you.
Yes.
Through Him, with the help of my see our ministry, you can learn to deal with that hurt, hang-up, or habit that's been holding you down. So if you do want to know more, find us out in the lobby after the service, or better yet, join us any Sunday, 3 p.m. in the coffee bar. We would love to take that first step of healing with you. God bless you all. Keep coming back.
Welcome to Lake Country. Man, Woody and Chris, thank you guys so much. Man, thanks for just ripping open your chest cavity and telling us where you've been and what God has done. And the best is yet to come. Amen. The best is yet to come. For those of y'all that are new here today, first off, welcome. And we're so glad to have you with us. So glad to have you with us. Lake Country Church, we have what we call our ministry partners. These are different ministries that we undergird and support. We take the very first 10% of everything that comes in financially at this church, and it goes outside the walls of this church. Celebrate Recovery is one of our ministries that we undergird financially. We allow them a place. We want to give them the spot. I can remember about 15 months ago when we were worshiping in a barn. Okay? Good things happen in a barn. Read the book of Matthew. And when we were in there, we had one day where we asked the question, what's in your heart? Where do you want to see this church go? What kind of church are we going to be moving into? And I'll never forget Woody standing up saying, I want to see a church that teaches and promotes and offers freedom. And that just so stirred within my spirit. Because the truth is that Father has created us to have a relationship with Him, but He's also created us to be a free people. That's right. But what the enemy has done is the enemy wants to distort. John 10:10 says, I've come to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what the enemy wants to do. But in the body of Christ, what we want to see is we want to see people move as creations of God. We want to see them move, be redeemed, be restored into what they were called and created to be. And one, that's His. That we would be sons and daughters of the Most High God. That's what you were created for, but also that we would walk in that kind of freedom. So to be able to hear this today and see this, man, Woody, Chris, thank you guys so much. And again, you're going to be hearing more about Celebrate Recovery because this month we're just kind of focused on them and just spotlighting them.